Floyd Mayweather Jr. is with us in the studio. Floyd, you were watching that, and you were loving it, weren't you?
Oh, absolutely. It was unbelievable. I mean, at that particular time, I faced Ricky Hatton I. I think it was a battle of two undefeated fighters, one from the UK, one from America, but one is the world's best, and the other one was the best from the UK.
Was it the most incredible build-up to a fight you've experienced in your career?
I've been in a lot of huge fights, big fights. That's not the only big fight that I've been in. I've been in a big fight with Oscar De La Hoya, and the list goes on and on. But Ricky Hatton when I faced him, was a great competitor, and the best man rose to the occasion that night, and the best man was me.
You enjoyed watching every minute of that, didn't you? Just going out on the TV screens there to our viewers. How good is it to be back?
Well, it's great to be back in the sport of boxing. You know, fans from all over the world have been asking for me to come back. I've been missing the sport, you know, just laying in the house, hanging out, not doing much. So I was going to the gym, working out every now and then. So I said, why do it on a level 4? We might as well take it to the center stage and do it for real again. So,
what do you miss in particular about the boxing?
What do I miss about boxing? It's just everything about the sport. Everything about the atmosphere, the crowd, the fans, the weigh-in, the people, and just everything about the sport of boxing.
Because just listening to what you've been saying for the last few days, I mean, people have made the assumption that you're back because you need the money and all those kind of things. But what seems to me, when watching some of what you said in the last few days, is that you're back because you've missed boxing. You've missed the game.
Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Does it annoy you, though, when people make those assumptions?
No, absolutely not, but we know for a fact that I'm going to make a lot of money regardless. But I feel that I earned that right to make a lot of money because, you know, I worked my way from the ground up, but I had a tremendous team. You know, Al Heyman, Leonard Ellaby, Roger Mayweather, Rafael Garcia, and Team Mayweather. The list goes on and on. I had a good team, but me and my team have a great chemistry. So that's the great thing about my team, and it don't matter what the critics say. I mean, the main thing is they're writing about me. If they wasn't writing about me, then
you'd be worried.
That's when I'd be worried.
Floyd, we have hundreds, possibly even thousands of emails that have flooded into us wanting to know everything about you. Gideon says this, you're called Money Mayweather. You've been talking a lot of late about wanting to be remembered as a great fighter. That's just what you've intimated to us as well. What's more important to you, the money or the legacy?
Both. The reason why is both. Well, you know, your legacy lives forever. But if you make enough money, then your great-great-grandchildren are taken care of forever. So, both. And it's a blessing just to be in this position, just to, you know, go out and make the type of money that I'm making in the sport. It's a blessing.
Adam Lamb from Newcastle, he's emailed in this question. Adam, thanks. He says, we all know you're the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world, and I know you'll be fighting Manny Pacquiao to prove you the best. We'll, of course, come on to that. My question, though, is how many rounds do you think it'll take you to knock out Pacquiao were you to meet him?
Well, we take one fight at a time. If I told you everything, then ain't no use you guys buying pay-per-view to see me. And of course, you know, I'll be fighting on one of the best networks in the world, which is Sky Sports. That's not a good thing. That's a great thing. So, first we take one fight at a time. We're fighting Juan Manuel Marquez, a guy who most boxing experts and boxing fans say really beat Pacquiao.
What problems will he pose you, if any?
I don't really know. I have to see. That's what I'm saying. It's such an incredible matchup in styles. That's why the people must go out and purchase this fight, because it's unreal. He's right now he's Mexico's numero uno, which is their #1 fighter. And before I left the sport, I was at the top. Never had a blemish on my record, so I'm back, and I'm still on top.
Obviously, kids are going to look at you and put you up there as a role model, and that's the way it works in a sport. Nima from London says, and my question is, how did you become so good at boxing? He says that he plays football. His dream is to make it as a professional. Do you have any tips on how to make it as a pro?
Well, to all the young children and the young people that's out there that's listening, if you have a goal that you really want to accomplish out there, never let no one tell you that you can't do something. That's what happened with me. They told me that I was going to only be able to go so far, but nothing stop me. You know, once I had something embedded in my mind, and I feel once I got focused and said my prayers and just really believed that no one in the world could stop me at what I wanted to do. So what I have to tell everybody that's young right now, believe. If you believe you can do it, you can really do it. And I wish you nothing but the best.
I mean, boxing is really in your blood, isn't it? It flows through your whole entire family.
Well, they say it's in the blood, but I think that my uncle Roger Mayweather, which, you know, I got my uncle Jeff, my dad Floyd Mayweather Sr., and my uncle Roger Mayweather. My uncle Roger kind of made the name. I think my dad made it kind of locally famous, and I think my uncle Roger, you know, took it to the next level and made it, you know, real big in the States. But I think that I took it to the next level and just made it, you know, worldwide, huge. But the Mayweather name is, you know, here to stay. You know, Roger, young son, my two sons. So I come from a fighting family, and this, I guess it really is in the blood.
We'll come on and talk about your dad and his role with Ricky Hatton in just a moment. But as you've looked on over the last few months, you've had a bit of time out since that clash against Hatton in the MGM ground. What's your opinion on the state of boxing at the moment? And are you back to re-establish yourself, as you said about Marquez, the numero uno once again?
Well, even in you know, with America, what the country of America is going through, a country that I adore, a country that I love first because that's where I'm from. But it was in a recession with two fights, with the De La Hoya fight and the Ricky Hatton fight. The incredible thing about the fights is that together it took about 1 hour, and I'm able to generate $250 million total gross in both fights together. So I mean, it's unreal to be able to generate that in a recession. But I'm also giving jobs back to a lot of people that's jobless in a recession. So it's a great thing.
Many critics would say that many boxers don't hang up their gloves soon enough, perhaps when they're not at the top of the game. And when you bowed out, you said, I've done this, I've left on top. Why risk that necessarily? Well,
you know, you always want to put, you know, I live in Las Vegas. You always want to go out there and roll the dice and hit 7 or 11 on the first roll. But it's just taking chances of, you know, your Hall of Fame legacy. Just, you want to put a couple more names on your Hall of Fame legacy, a couple more names, a couple, not good names, but great names, just, you know, put their official stamp on everything.
Someone who's trying to create their own legacy, and particularly back in the Philippines, is Manny Pacquiao. And when you saw that clash between him and Ricky Hatton at the start of this month, did even you, knowing what you know of both fighters, but particularly having been in the ring with Ricky Hatton, did you expect it to be as one-sided as it was?
Well, anything can happen in the sport of boxing. You know, I got to let the UK fans know this. See right here? I mean, any fighter can get caught cold with a shot. Any fighter can get caught cold with a shot early on. It was a beautiful shot.
But you don't get caught with many, do you?
It's not that, but I myself laid the blueprint on how to beat Ricky Hatton. But Manny Pacquiao is a hell of a fighter, but a lot of fans fail to realize they don't talk about how Manny Pacquiao has been knocked out twice. And the guy that I'm facing, Marquez, like I said before, a lot of people say this is a guy who really beat Pacquiao twice. Pacquiao did knock him down a total of 4 times in 2 fights, but total out of 24 rounds, Marquez won the most rounds out of 24 rounds.
Your relationship with your dad is well documented. We won't go into that. But as far as his role with Hatton was concerned, an awful lot was said after the fight about the relationship between the two. That Hatton hadn't listened to what your dad had said about how you go into those first 2 rounds. What was your reading on that?
Well, my dad gave Ricky Hatton an excellent game plan. He just didn't go out there and execute the game plan. The game plan was to go out there, establish your jab, be smart, be intelligent. What happened was he went out there and I think he has a trainer called Beard that's in this corner that sent him out there to be the same Ricky Hatton. And when you on that level, you can't be the same. You can see that in the fight with me, he came out rushing, fighting hard, but you know, you got fighters that's on the level. You got C, B, and A. When you're on level A, you must take your time and keep your composure.
So what happens for Ricky Hatton now? What advice would you have for him now? Should he carry on? Should he retire?
Well, my advice for Ricky Hatton is I think that his career was over, and I think he should have stopped fighting after our fight. I mean, because he worked his whole life just to get to that point, and he came up short. And it's hard to keep, you know, gaining a lot of weight, losing a lot of weight, and getting to that level. It's wear and tear on your body. So the best thing for Hatton to do, I think, personally, is to just try to go out there and get all the young champions that's up and coming in the UK and put them under Hatton Promotions and build your company to the best of your ability.
So you think he should hang up his gloves?
Yes, but then when I say that, I don't want the fans from the UK to look at me like, oh, man, Floyd is not right. But boxing is a brutal sport. And your job is like being a cop. One shot can end your whole career.